Hello, everyone. Hopefully you found me. Sorry, it took me a second to get something up and running, but I should be live. Let's just pop on in. All right, if you see me, drop a hello, tag other people on here if they are looking for me. Let's just double check here. Hello, everyone. Let me know you see me. All right, I see Sherry, I see Anne, Joanna Perez, India Henderson. Awesome. So tag everyone if they're looking for me. I'm just gonna starting live. Perfect. Okay, I see 19 eyeballs have found me. Donna, Jennifer, of course, Jennifer. I have a shout out for you today, Jennifer. So she is the biggest cheerleader there is. Awesome. I'm glad everyone's on here, 21 eyeballs. And there's probably a lot of new members as well. We just accepted a bunch of you into the group. So if you're brand new to the group, then welcome to the Fierce Women community. Sorry. So this is live number 123, the biggest mindset traps of your fitness journey. Now, if you know anything about me personally, you will know that I love mindset. I think mindset is what will make or break you as a person in life, in relationships, in business. I think mindset is top to learn. So I'm super excited about this live. I'm sorry about my voice. I'm not sure why. Today it's just a little raspy. Okay. So I see Debbie, Cindy, Cheryl jumping in. Awesome. So if I guess how many of you before I start actually struggle a bit with mindset? Like just raise your hand and say, yeah, like I struggle with mindset a lot. So put mindset or hi, Soli, good to see you. Soli's in the FFF program and Rosalinda, woo, all of these wonderful clients are jumping in here. So awesome. So if you struggle with mindset, put it below. I know Debbie says she struggles with mindset. I know we've worked together for 2.5 years now, Debbie. So Cindy, I know that's a big struggle for you. Sherry, yes. And so as these comments are coming in, one of the things you're going to notice is this is super common. Mindset is the biggest thing that gets most people, right? Sandy says it, Marina says it, Anna says it, exactly. So I'm excited about this live today, but I'm just going to do a couple quick wins. So first of all, a huge, I guess, congratulations to our 21-day anti-inflammation system ladies. I know they have a few more days to go. I think you guys are on day 18 or 19 right now, but that means in like 2-3 days, we're going to see your results, which I'm super excited to like celebrate like next week with you guys, having gone through 3 weeks of very intensive training. I know you guys are going through tons of that learning of inflammation. Sarah Daniel, if you're on here, I know she messaged me and said like, oh my gosh, my hairstylist said my skin and my hair is different in just 3 weeks. Like the inflammation has come down so much and she's so happy about that. So super excited for you ladies. I don't have the exact results yet, but I'm waiting for it on Monday when you guys finish. So give them lots of hearts because I know they've worked really hard these past 3 weeks. I also want to give a shout out to the one of our muscle accelerator ladies. I mentioned her at the very beginning. So Jennifer Leah, who is on here, if you know Jennifer, she is one of the biggest cheerleaders in our community. She cheers for every single person. Every person who posts, she'll say something. She'll encourage. She'll be on your win post. And she's just such a huge encourager. So I'm just really grateful for you, Jennifer. But I wanted to give her a shout out because she's actually in my Muscle Accelerator program. She did the transformation program, went into the Muscle Accelerator program. And there's 3 things we always track, which is muscle, macros, and mindset. Notice mindset is in there. And she has been 100% consistent in her workouts for months and months and months now. Like that is huge. All of you who struggle with mindset know consistency is a big win. Like she's been consistent with her workouts. She's 100% consistent in her macros. And that's very hard to do. She is on top of that. And her mindset has really improved throughout the program. Like she said, like she doesn't get mad anymore. She's calm when she's having conversations with people. So I just like, she just has stayed so steadfast. And I think that really deserves a shout out. But what she doesn't know is that we still track all her metrics. And I don't know if you know this, Jennifer, you have been steadily dropping more and more inches in the Muscle Accelerator program. You've actually dropped a total of 9.55 inches over the past month and a half. So her total inch loss as of right now is 124.94 inches off her body. I'll say that again. She lost 124.94 inches off her body. And so she deserves a huge shout out, lots of hearts, because she's the biggest cheerleader for other people, but I believe we should cheer for her and her incredible results and her incredible consistency. That is probably one of the hardest things for people to accomplish. All my MAs know this. The hardest thing is to stay so incredibly consistent with her macros and her workouts and her mindset. And so just super, super proud of her. And obviously she's had some increase in her shoulders and arms because she's building some solid muscle in the program as well. She even sent me a flex photo that I might post eventually. She's got some good muscle building on top of all that she's done. So yeah, exactly. I see all the hearts. And yeah, you didn't know that, Jennifer, did you? Because I am tracking all your metrics right now. So it's awesome. Great job, Jennifer. And I know you just cheer for everybody, so we should cheer for you too. Awesome. And one more thing I wanted to give a shout out to is the FFF group coaching program. These ladies, at least the ones we have all the metrics for, one of them just posted, but really, really amazing results in 2 weeks, not taking into account this coming week. We already have the metric results for tomorrow. They're going to talk about it. So it's even more than this. But Yvonne Heller lost 18.29 inches in just 1 week, totaling 27.29 inches with 2.27 inches off her waist in 2 weeks time, which is crazy. Kathleen Swiston, 4.35 inches off last week for the 2 weeks, totaling 9.1 inch loss and 6.3 pounds down. So these ladies are doing amazing. And then Kathy Michalko, because she did my 21-day anti-inflammation system before entering this, so she already had dropped a little bit, but she dropped another 0.9 inches and dropped throughout her upper body last week. And there's more that she's done this week. And then Tracy Toran, you lost another 2.25 inches from the week before, totaling 4-inch drop and 2.5 pounds. And there's more this week as well, as you guys will see tomorrow in your class. So just amazing wins all around. Ladies, super proud of you. Just keep going because, obviously these wins are amazing and we want to celebrate you. But I think this is where today's live is going to really apply, because all my MAs, all my long-term clients will know that this is awesome. You're going to learn macros. You're going to learn how to work out. You're going to learn all these amazing things. But the one thing that will derail you in the long run, if you don't keep going, if you don't have the right mindset, which is something I speak a lot about, it will derail you. Right. So I see lots of hearts. Thank you, ladies, for jumping in on cheering all the ladies on. Yes, I see lots of hearts and I see lots of people jumping in. Portia, hi, Lori, hi, Wanda, hi, Doreen. Awesome. Okay. So before actually I dive into the mindset, I'm going to go through 5 mindset traps. I'm going to preface this a little bit. And I'm going to say, I speak everything out of love. And that sometimes as I speak about these things, it could feel like you're being called out, but it is good to sometimes be called out because we all need a woman in the mirror moment. That's why my picture yesterday was looking at the mirror, because sometimes I think we fail to be honest with ourselves. And my mentor and coach says, humans have the greatest ability for self-deception. We are very good at rationalizing, reasoning out why we can't do something, or why we are the way we are, or I've always been this way, or certain things of which maybe has been your history and pattern of thinking. Remember, the way you think today comes from the past, comes from the way you're patterned to believe something and the way you think. But just because you've always believed that, it doesn't mean that it's correct or right. So what I will say is that if at any point in this live, I sound a little bit harsh or a little bit firm, it is coming from a place of love. And that, if you guys can have that humility and to put down your ego in learning and listening to what I have to say, you're going to take so much out of it. Because typically when we are starting to be called out on things, our defenses go up, or we start to go like, oh, I don't like what she's saying, right? So I'm prefacing this because I probably will say some things that are pretty firm and pretty straightforward with all of you, because I've obviously been coaching for over a decade, myself being coached over a decade, having coaches and mentors surround my life who have helped me with these things. So I speak from a place of experience on both sides of coaching and being coached and mentored, right? So make sure you guys tag other people if they're looking. I know some people said they're still looking for, 126. I'm not sure what you guys saying, the live, you mean? But yeah, tag people if they need to find this. All right. Okay. So the first mindset trap, okay, is the trap of being an info beast. Now, I've spoken about this a lot before. So info beast, like obese, but you're obese with information. Okay, that's what that is, info beast. Okay, this mindset trap is when someone loves learning. And they love to learn, they keep learning, they love to come to lives, they read books, they get their personal training certification, they get their nutrition certification, they listen to podcasts, they go try to learn everything possible in the health and nutrition field. In fact, when I talk to those people, they actually say, oh, yeah, I'm a personal trainer for 30 years. Or, oh, yeah, I know my nutrition. I learn a lot about it. Now, you may be like, but isn't that good? Of course, learning is great. I love learning. It's not necessarily that it's bad. But what is the problem sometimes when people are info beasts is that trap is believing that knowledge will change your life. And knowledge actually will not change your life. Knowledge can help you understand something more, but knowledge without application is dead. And why I say this is because, the key to success is not in knowing, but is in doing. The key to success is not in knowing, but in doing. Many, many people know things. Most people know they shouldn't eat junk food. Most people know they shouldn't eat that chocolate chip cookie. Most people know they shouldn't eat that bag of chips. But why do people still do it, right? Because there is a big difference between knowing and doing. And that is one of the biggest gaps in society. In our society today, you do not have a shortage of information. You could YouTube anything. You can jump on one of these lives. You can go buy any book. We are actually in the information age and we are very blessed. But that with that blessing comes a curse. And that curse is that people actually become trapped in thinking they are doing something by learning something. By learning something, you are not doing something. You are learning the knowledge. But if you don't go apply it, it is just as good as dead, like I said. And this is a big trap for a lot of people because a lot of people, they think they're actually actively doing something for their health by learning it, but they don't actually take the time to go and apply. Or sometimes there's so much information, they are paralyzed in not knowing what to do, or being confused and going a million directions. So how many of you feel like sometimes you're confused, too much knowledge? If you're confused, put confused. Because I know I've talked to so many people who say, yeah, what's your thoughts on this? And I'm confused. This person says this, or this person says this. If you're confused or you're paralyzed by information, this would be an indicator that that there's just too much trying to just learn and you're not applying. That stops a lot of people. Okay. And like why this is really important is because I think that we can fool ourselves. Yes, confused, Jennifer says. I feel called out, Karen. Well, I will tell you, okay, and I mean this in the nicest and kindest way. I have met so many people who have gotten nutrition certifications, personal training certifications, but their life does not reflect that of a healthy lifestyle, or they're still struggling with tons of weight, a belly. And that will tell me there is a massive gap, unless there's truly a medical issue. I do understand there sometimes is, but for the majority, that tells me that this person potentially struggles with infobese. They love the idea of learning. They feel good they learn. They feel good they came to this live. They feel good they did a course. They feel so good about the act of learning, they forget to do the act of doing. And this is sometimes even my own clients. They get really good at learning all the things I've taught them, and then they kind of sit there for a while and forget to do and apply anymore, right? Some of my own clients. And then they start sliding backwards and realizing, oh no, I'm losing all the results I gained because now I'm not applying what I've been taught all this time, right? So what is it that you really need to think about if you're in this camp? I see a lot of you saying confused, too much conflicting information. Portia says confused. I hear conflicting health info almost every day. Exactly. And Donna says, yes, too much knowledge at once is overloading the brain. Exactly. And so one of the biggest things to counteract this current time of an information overloaded society is, here's the solution. Okay, ready for this? The solution is, if you want to be successful, you need to commit to a methodology and system of doing and applying something for a period of time. What do I mean by that? If you don't commit to a certain methodology of doing something, you will end up doing, sort of anything and everything and then accomplish nothing. And this, like, be committing to a methodology, even if maybe it's like, maybe not maybe the best one, but you committed to it, you're going to see really good results. And then maybe you hit the goal and then you reevaluate and go, well, what other methodology should I incorporate now? And then you commit to it for a while. And why this is really important is because it allowed the commitment to doing something, the commitment to actually acting it out. You will be much further than the person who sat there for the entire year learning about health and nutrition and all of these things, and then doing it inconsistently throughout the year. A person who learns less and has less knowledge about certain things and applies consistently for 3 months will gain better results than the person who tried to go get their certification in this and that and didn't apply consistently. So this is, Marlena says, yep, me too, confused. This is what I would really strongly suggest is being in a society today of overloaded information. And I'm someone who is very driven, high achieving, and obviously speaking from 10 years of competing in dance, through 4 years competing in fitness and 10 years of being in the entrepreneurial world. I've gotten around super high achievers, people who have created results in the top 2% of this world. And there is a difference. And that is one of the biggest difference is you need to take action and commit to doing a methodology. Stop jumping around. Stop trying to find the next newest shiny object, the next newest idea. Find a methodology that works and then stick to it and apply. That, I will guarantee you, you will see such a better result than trying to then read the next 5 books that's going to teach you something new, but you didn't apply, right? So hopefully that makes sense. And so one of the things I want you to put below, I see lots of people jumping in. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Sylvia. Is I want you to put action below. if you know that actually there's a part of this that's true, that you tend to want to learn a lot, but you apply less, or that you need to take action more. So if it's you, I want you to put action below, as a reminder for yourself that, like, I'd rather you like learn a little bit less, or kind of like take a little bit less, took 3 months to learn a course, but you're still overweight or your belly hasn't changed. Like, those would be indicators to me that you're now focusing too much on the act of learning and not the act of doing. Okay. So focus on the act of doing, not the act of learning. Learning is important, but action without learning without action is dead. Right? So just remember this. I see action coming in. Anna, Sandy says, definitely need more action. Karen says, need more action. Thank you so much, ladies, for being honest, because it takes a lot to be honest. You have to really be humble. You have to put down your ego. And I really appreciate that, because it allows other women who are watching or watching later to kind of be okay with that, right? Like, it's okay for us to humble down something sometimes and be like, hey, I'm not where I want to be, because actually this is true, right? To be honest with yourself. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Cindy. Awesome. Elizabeth and LA Smith. Awesome. Okay. And Soli. Exactly. Action. Exactly. Really great to see that. And Winters as well. All right. So the next one on this mindset trap. Okay. So these are some of the biggest mindset traps. So the next biggest mindset trap is saying, I got this. I'm going to make it happen. Okay. Now you're going to be like, wait, Clarice, that's a good thing. Like, having self-confidence in yourself. And again, I'm going to say, yes, I think believing in yourself is so important. I believe self-belief is one of the biggest determinants of how much success you will create in life. I do believe that. So I'm not putting that necessarily down, but this is a trap, a mindset trap. If you believe it's you that got it and you're going to make it happen. I'll tell you why. Because when you say that, you are putting all the pressure on yourself to be motivated, and that you're just going to have this willpower that you're going to like lose that 10 pounds. You're going to drop that belly. Suddenly you go to this big conference or like a talk like this, or you take a course, and you're just so motivated to believe you can drop that weight and actually change your fitness and health. That is a lie. I'll tell you why. I know some of you may not like what I'm about to say. You will only stay as motivated for a short period of time. And willpower is finite. Willpower will run out. If any of you struggle with consistency, that is already evidence to you. 90% of the world, 80, 90%, meaning majority of the world, struggle with consistency. This is the biggest thing I've seen over a decade of coaching people, myself being in the entrepreneurial world and watching people trying to build business and not build business, and like all these hard things to do. People want a better life. They want a better body. They want to do better things. You're motivated. I believe you in the moment. I believe you in the moment. But then your willpower will run out. And at some point, you are going to lose consistency. Is this correct? Anna says yes. Michelle says yes. Cheryl says hi. And this is me speaking a lot of truth, because it's not just based on willpower that you're going to make this happen. It's actually recognizing that, okay, there has to be something beyond just like, I need to be motivated. Otherwise, you're going to always try to just like go find some motivation to try to help you. And you're just going to go up, down, up, down, up, down all the time, right? Everyone's saying, yes, yes, absolutely in the moment. And actually, I'm curious with all the people saying yes and coming in, how many of you have fallen off? So if you have fallen off, that will tell you that truth I just spoke is 100% true. And I will be the first to raise my hand. I don't think anyone's perfect. Have I fallen off? Yes, of course. is normal human behavior to fall off because you only have so much willpower. At night, when you're tired, you say yes to that brown chocolate cookie. Okay. At night, when you're tired, you're probably going to skip the gym. At night, like, willpower will run out. So it is a trap to think that you will never fall off. And it's a trap to think, I got it. I'm just going to be so motivated to lose this 10 pounds. No, it's not going to happen. So all of you guys are agreeing, falling off. Yes, very true. And Cheryl, fallen off. I have, and I can admit it. Thank you for being humble, Cindy. I appreciate that. Hi, Esther. It's good to see you. And I think Sherry jumped in. Good to see you, Sherry. So especially at night, or when you're tired, that's when your willpower runs out. So what is the solution here? So let me tell you, what is the solution to this mindset trap? The solution to this mindset trap is you have to implement structure, systems, and accountability. And I've spoken about this a lot in my DNA methodology, DNAA being accountability and systems. The most high performing people in the world have massive systems built into their days, routines, tracking, calendar, team support, coaches, psychologists, physio, athletic therapy, people that work with these Canadian Olympic teams. And currently, I know some of my entrepreneur friends there's 2 gals in the entrepreneur who currently is playing on the Canadian Olympic team. So we meet really high level people, and it's like there is a difference. And the difference is not they just go, I just do it myself. No, you need systems, structure, and accountability. This is extremely important because you cannot rely on your emotional basis to achieve success. And those who believe that is why you're inconsistent. That is the first thing I'll say is if you believe you can rely on just your willpower, you will always fall off. If you rely on systems, structure, and accountability, you will stay much more consistent. Of course, everyone's going to fall off sometimes, but your chances of success is going to be so much better. Sherry, yes, you say truth. Awesome. It's so good to see you, Sherry. Sherry was in my transformation program and part of my muscle accelerator. She had some amazing results in the transformation program. And there's a phrase that has always stuck to me, and it applies to my life right now as well. I juggle many things, have many goals, expanding a couple businesses. And this phrase is very crucial to me. You will never rise to the level of your goals. You will always fall to the level of your systems. You will never rise to the level of your goals. You will always fall to the level of your systems. So if you don't have systems, everyone's saying fact, truth, and yes. And if you don't have systems right now, and you're like, I just can't get myself going, I can't accomplish my goals, why can't I lose my weight? Why can't I lose the belly? This is one of the reasons you don't have structure and accountability. And you need to get that in place. And this has been my own journey. When I had dance training for 10 years in competitive dancing, I had to have structures and systems. When I went through fitness side of things, I tracked all my food. I tracked my workouts. I had a coach who did check-ins with me. I had systems that allowed me to get to stage. And so I think this is something that hi, Marlena, good to see you. This is something you need to be honest with yourself, okay? And it's being humble it is a bit of to bring down your ego. Because I think sometimes we can do it. But if we can be a little bit more humble and be like, no, actually, we can't. I'm not that good. I believe in myself, but I'm not that good. I need to outsource to structures, systems, and accountability. So if any one of you believe that's you need more structure and systems to help you accomplish your goal, I want you to put structure and accountability below, okay? This is something you want to admit to yourself if you've had trouble accomplishing your goals, okay? Structure and accountability. And Cindy, I see that you said you need help. So I appreciate you reaching out. We will reach out to you for sure. We are having some trouble with our messenger, just so you guys know. Afterwards, we're going to try to get back to you, but make sure you check messenger or check the post, because we may ask to email you instead, because we are having a bit of trouble with our messenger. So yeah, make sure you guys are checking after the live. Okay. Awesome. I see lots of people saying structure and accountability. Sarah, Daniel, Portia, Sylvia, Donna. Yeah, lots of people understand that. And hi, Joanne. And Joanne can attest to structure and accountability. She's been in my muscle accelerator for a long time. So structure and accountability, Yvonne, you're in the FFF, and now you can see such great results coming in for you. It's amazing. Okay, so I see lots of people coming in with structure and system, and so we'll reach out to you. So number 3, okay. So the number 3, okay, so it kind of sounds like number 2, but I'll explain it a little bit more. It's the number 2 was the kind of like, I got it, like I just can base it on motivation and things like that, right? Number 3 is I can just do it on my own. Now, it sounds like number 2, but I'm going to explain it. Okay. I can do it on my own, meaning like I don't need anyone else. Okay. So this is now beyond the point of structure and accountability. Okay. So this mindset trap is believing that you can get yourself to the next level. Okay. So why is this a mindset trap? Is you can only take yourself as far as you know how to take yourself. If you climb this little thing and you're trying to get to this point up here, you're not going to be able to do that on your own. And you have to admit that. People that don't admit that waste a lot of time. If you've been wasting time, in my post, I said yesterday, if you've been trying to lose weight for 30 years, if you've been trying to lose your belly for 30 years, I am speaking this from love. Something is wrong. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, I get that you need patience. I get that you're going to work at it. But are you working at it right for 30 years, trying to get rid of your belly? That means something is off. You need to search for help. If I can get it like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, even a year, I might start saying you need to look at help, right? But you can't get yourself to a level you've never gone before. And like I said, if you don't work on this, you're going to waste a lot of time, which some of you have been wasting a lot of time, or you're going to do it wrong many times over. Now, there is such thing as trial and error, and I do believe like a little trial and error is healthy. But if you trial and error many times over for your body, you know what that can do to your body? If you trial and error too many times over with your body eventually is going to develop a resistance to change. Now you're starting to plateau. Now you're starting to get stuck. Now your body's like, I don't trust you anymore. You don't, it's too many things going up and down all the time. I don't understand, and now you're causing damage. I'm not going to say permanent damage. You can always heal your body. I should take that back. You could cause permanent damage if you go too far and don't understand things like insulin and cause major insulin malfunctioning. You become diabetic. You could cause major things that you can't go back on. But the majority of time, you can change that. Here's the thing though, how much do you want to play with it? How much trial and error do you want to go through before you say enough is enough? Enough is enough that you need to search for the right solution. You need that because you can't keep, it's like abusing your body. You can't keep doing the wrong things and causing your body harm. And a lot of women over these years, and I sit with you, I understand you've been trying, but it's like if you're not getting the results, it means it's not there. You just have to admit it. You just have to be honest with yourself. Okay. And part of this, the second thing I really want to talk about on this point, like, well, I can do it on my own. I can do it on my own. Like, sure. Like, I'm just going to go gather all the information and do it on my own. Okay. Is the second thing I learned in my own journey is you don't know what you don't know. Can I say that again? You don't know what you don't know. When you can actually come to a place where you understand that, how can you know something that you don't know? And when you don't know it, like one of my mentors, I love it when he said this. He's like, he says, you don't know what you don't know. So you need someone who knows, who can tell you so. I was like, brilliant. You don't know what you don't know. So you need someone who knows, who can tell you so. And this is another big part of, yes, Sherry says, yes, I told myself something is wrong. Exactly, Sherry. And you learned a lot in the 21-day anti-inflammation system. And you started going, oh my gosh, like I always thought this. I never realized this, right? And those epiphany moments is what will change your life. It's changed my life. A lot of moments in my own journey that I never thought about. And I said this to my mentor, this was many years ago. We were sitting in her living room chatting, and she told me some things, or she just pointed out a couple things. And I was like, oh, really? Like, I was like, I never thought about that before. And she goes, of course you didn't. How could you, Clarice? It's a blind spot. Blind spots means you're blind to it. You don't know. And I was like, good point. Really good point. So why I'm saying this is like I said to you, I'm not necessarily talking to you, I'm talking with you, because I've gone through this. I've gone through it where someone has told me something that I never thought about, and it changed my life. It changed the way I saw things because I was willing to humble down. And being able to have someone that can point out your blind spots, that can point out your tendencies, is really important. And in the fitness world, it could be something like, maybe you just have a fun personality. Maybe you love having fun all the time. And maybe that too much fun, too much time, too many times is causing you to fall off. Maybe nobody ever pointed out to you. Maybe you do know that. Maybe a blind spot for you is you're too black and white. You're too perfectionistic. And that causes you to derail, because whenever you go off track, you self-sabotage. I have coached so many of you through these types of mindset things, and it's blind spots. And then you start realizing on it. And the first step of change is awareness. And when you can be made aware of your blind spot is when you can change it, right? So I'm seeing lots of thumbs up. People are understanding what I'm saying, which is awesome. Debbie, we worked on mindset so much, and so proud of you. And it has changed your life. I know it's rippled to every part of your life, and your relationship, dancing, your work. I know Debbie mentioned she might not even have the job she has today if it was not for me working on her mindset. And so working on mindset is crucial, And I see, Sarah, I have to admit that not done the 21-day challenge perfectly, but you are still getting results. Yes. So you're not having like a perfectionist mindset, right? So yes, I see lots of comments coming in. Awesome. So I guess really, like, I think this is something I want you guys to really recognize. And I speak from experience. You could disagree. Obviously, everyone's free will and you do your own thing. But I speak from experience because in my own life, mentors and coaches have changed my life. I am where I am today because of all the coaches and mentors who have sown into me. I really like, whoever tells you I'm a self-made person, I got here myself, is probably BSing, to be honest. There's really not really any self-made person. It's like it comes from other people who are supporting them, encouraging them, and having mentors and coaches. Why I talk about this is because in order for someone to be able to properly guide you, to be able to see your blind spots, it doesn't just occur like this. Like the first time meeting is like, oh, I know what your blind spot is. No, right? How does someone know your blind spot? Someone knows your blind spot if they walk beside you, they get to know you over time, they have a vested interest in helping you, like they want to make sure you're performing well, you're doing something well, they're continually they want the best for you. Those people are the best people to give you perspective because they know you and they walk beside you. But the second criteria on that is they have to be someone who is further along on the path of where you want to go. Meaning your next best friend, well, they might be good support, and maybe even your spouse might be good. You know, I see a lot of people say, my friend is helping me or my spouse is helping me. That is good. There is a difference. If your friend is not as further along or has the expertise, or they're just in the same waters as you, what ends up happening? I speak about this all the time. They're in the same water as you. You both are drowning. And even if the other one's not drowning, they're not on shore yet. They cannot pull you to shore. They have not gotten to the other side. So you trying to listen to someone who is in the same place as you is kind of like crabs in a bucket. That's why people always say, like, try to choose your association carefully. Choose who you surround yourself with. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room, right? Like Clarice knows. Certainly I lead this community, but there's a lot of things I don't know. I want to go learn from other coaches. I want to learn other fitness things so I can be better. I don't want to lead myself, right? And this is the thing is, you need to find someone who's further along than you, who can help you, who is willing to walk beside you, who is willing to get to know your personality, your tendencies, your way you think, the way you react in situations more intimately. And then they can be that person who can actually help you discover your blind spots and help you become better. And that has been my own experience in my life, that like, if you can find good coaches and mentors in your life, they will change your life and you will elevate to a version of yourself that you never thought possible, right? Debbie, we always say Debbie is now Debbie like 3.0, 4.0, because she went from 1.0 to 2.0 to 3.0 and maybe 4.0. She is being elevated in the version of herself, right? Yeah, I see lots coming in, so I'm not reading all of this. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Amy. Debbie says she made me believe in the mindset so critical. Yes. And Rosalina, navigating this over 60 mind and body is a whole different ball game. Yes, exactly. You're so welcome, Rosalinda. Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much for all the comments. I'm just making sure I catch a lot of this and kept you guys motivated. That's awesome. You guys are wonderful. I appreciate it. So I think one thing I want you guys, if you're listening to this, if this has been a mindset trap of yours where you go, oh, I could do it on my own. I can do it on my own. I can do it on my own. That could come from patterning when you're young. You know, I think the world does send mixed messages. There's a lot of times like, you know, just go be independent, do it on your own, go out and do it on your own, like be independent. There's nothing wrong with being independent. Yes, you should be independent, but there's nothing wrong with a healthy relationship where you are independent, you have ownership over your life, but you still are in a healthy relationship with someone else who can help elevate you. Just because someone helps elevate you does not mean that you're not independent, right? So put below, if you tend to struggle with this mindset of just do it on my own, you put like, do it on my own, or say like need help, you know, recognizing to yourself that you can't do it alone, you know, like maybe put need help, because it shows that you understand. Like, again, I'm not coming from a place like we are all valuable. Okay. I'm not putting anyone down. I'm just saying, like, if you want to get to the next level, you need help and you need to humble yourself down to get the help that you need. Right. So, yeah. So Anna, you struggle with do it on your own, and Portia, you struggle with do it on your own, and Jennifer, yes, but Jennifer, now you are getting the help that you need, and Portia, you're in the program. Anna, I know we're chatting on Monday, so you know you guys you're starting to want to try to get the help you need, right? All right. So number 4, 32 eyeballs. Good to see all of you. Number 4. Okay, I'm going to preface this as well. And I preface this at the very beginning because I mentioned I don't want you to take anything I say in like, I don't care. I do care. And I speak this from a place of love. Sometimes it can sound like tough love. And number 4 can be taken incorrectly if you don't have the right perspective. What I am going to say in this mindset trap is it doesn't have to do with you have to do a program with me, or you have to hire me as a coach, or it's like you can go hire other coaches, you can do other programs, but it's just the mindset I want you to have that I want you to correct. Okay. It doesn't have to be like, okay, now just like this, like that's not what I mean. So if you guys can understand where I'm coming from, then you guys are going to take this point properly. Okay. Yeah. Sherry says, move to a very small community, don't on your own mindset, meta trainer, embracing encouragement, meeting others. Good. And so you're obviously getting the help you need, Sherry. Awesome. Okay. So the number 4 mindset trap, okay, is it's too expensive and I can't afford to hire help. Okay. Now, like I said, is not about promoting programs or businesses or whatever. Okay. I want you to genuinely hear what I have to say here. Okay. You can search other programs, do other programs. Okay. But I genuinely believe that those who have achieved a lot in their life, when you look at the difference of someone who's like competed or gone really far or done like some exceptional things in their gymnastics or their dance or their fitness or their business or in relationships, there is one thing that actually separates those people. And that thing is that these people are willing to invest in themselves. They are willing to hire people to help them get to where they need to get. And this mindset trap, it's a mindset trap when people say, I just can't do it. I can't afford it. No, I just can't, afford to do it. Is like you're always going to stop yourself because you're going to be like, no, I just can't do it. I can't afford it. It's too much money. And there is a big difference between cost and investment. Okay. Let me describe this to you. And I come from an entrepreneurial background as well. Okay. Those of you, and if you struggle in your fitness or in different areas, often it translates to other areas, not always. But if you have trouble with fitness, you may have trouble with other areas like finances, with other areas like boundaries and relationship, with other areas, because there's a lot of transfer of success mindset that occurs. Okay. Cost of something is when you pay money to something and there's very little that comes back to you. Okay. Who here has bought some fun gadget before and really you never used it, just sat in your closet, some fun gadget? I don't know, think of something. I know I've done that before. It's like, oh, I don't even think I used that gadget. It's like, it was cool when I bought it, but we're all human. We're like, hey, cool. It's kind of cool. Never used it. That costs you some money. It costs you because you spent money that never got anything in return. Sometimes some fitness equipment for you guys could be that. I know some people just hang laundry things on your fitness equipment, right? That costs you, right? So cost is when you spend money and there's not a lot that comes back to you. But investment, those of you who understand investment, is when you put money towards something and then it returns many folds of things to you. Okay. It returns if you go to, let's just say if it was a degree, why you put money to university is because you want that to be an investment where you can get a good job, something come back to you. Okay. Or if you invest in, real estate, you buy a property, you then rent out that property, you're expecting there's money coming back. There's going to be more return to you. Right. So an investment mindset is that if I am going to put money towards something, it is going to be towards something that's going to return many folds to myself. And I think one of the things that people shortchange a lot is or maybe the mindset trap is they look at everything as a cost. This cost me something. This cost me something. This cost me something. So we hold on to it and we don't let go of that money. When what is the purpose of money? Money, yes, you need to pay your bills, but beyond that, money is meant to be used and given away for the things that you value. You may give it or help your children. You may give it to a cause or charity. You may invest it to be able to build a better life, to help your health grow, to help your business grow, to help yourself have another property, whatever it might be. If you learn to use money in the right way, to invest it in the right things, your life will 10x. And if you follow some of these great entrepreneurs, 10x entrepreneurs and different things like that, you know that this is actually truth. The ones I save every penny, never use it, are not the ones who have the most successful lives. The ones who have the most successful lives understand how to save money, but they understand how to invest money in the right things. And this is a big thing for a lot. The trap behind that is people not understanding how to invest in the right things for themselves. When you invest in health, or who knows, business or real estate, whatever you decide to do, but I'm going to talk about health. It is an investment, because if you learn what you need to do to take care of your health, the return on that means that you are returning longevity to yourself. You are returning, helping your aging process. You are returning your happiness to yourself. A lot of times when you are unhealthy, you are miserable. How many of you in the 21-day anti-inflammation system have said to me, oh, I was having so many mood swings and I was tired and I was fatigued. And now you learn it because you invest it and now you feel better. You have better energy. You're more confident. So many of my clients, you learn and build confidence because you now understand what to do. You're more confident. It improves your relationship. It improves your confidence to contribute back to society. It improves the influence you have with your friends, because everybody around you says, wow, I can't believe you look amazing. You're so healthy. Can't believe you're what age? And suddenly you are the inspiration to your sphere of influence. The return on your investment is huge and not even truly countable when you actually think about why you want to invest in your health. And this, I find a lot of people are not willing to go there because they only look at costs. And if I think about my 10 years journey, if I didn't invest in the coaches that I did, I would not be here today. Ladies, fierce women community, this fierce women community would not exist. This and what you have here and all the trainings and all the things you see here today is because I chose to invest in myself and I chose to actually hire coaches to help me. And that has changed my life. But in return, it has changed 16,000 people in this community. I want you guys to understand this. And like I said, you can go do any other programs. I don't care. It's not about promoting my program. I'm speaking this because I understand that if you never choose to invest and open your wallet into something that can return so much to you, I see lots of hearts, thank you, you're not going to better your life. And so know the difference between cost and investment. And those of you who are entrepreneurs, you will 100% know what I am talking about. So think of your health as an investment. It is not a cost. It is an investment. And so I really want to encourage all of you to really think carefully about that. And the moment you say, I can't afford it, you've lost the game. You've lost the game because you already lit it yourself. Instead of, my mentors always say, average people see problems. People who excel see solutions. I want you that to sink in. Average people see problems. I cannot do it. It's too much money. This can't work. All of this. People who excel look at solutions. Okay, how can I make it work? How can I figure out to make this program work? How can I maybe talk with Clarice or her team, figure out something for me? Those of you who are in my program, Jennifer, Rosalinda, Debbie, all of you have different types of things that you do with me because we try to adapt it to your situation of life to figure it out for you. Because if someone's trying to figure it out, we try to help them. We find a solution for them, right? And so I think about Oshone. Oshone, if you're on here, she came to me when she was very young. She was still an international student, but she wanted to compete. She didn't have a lot of money. She worked 3 jobs to be able to afford to train, and obviously she did 5 competition shows. She was not even a Canadian citizen yet. She was a student, and student visa, you cannot work more than a certain number of hours. She worked 3 jobs to push herself to go and compete in 5 shows. She didn't have a lot of money. And so when people say I don't have money, I do challenge that, because you are looking at the problem and not the solution. When I want to compete and go pro in dance, I didn't have a lot of money. I worked 4 jobs to make it happen. Now, I'm not saying this is what you have to do. Don't take our example. I'm just saying, if your mindset is, I can't afford it, and you are stuck, overweight, have a belly, not where you want, and you're telling me you've been stuck for the past 20 years or 30 years, please be honest with yourself. Please be honest with yourself and say, I need help. And that I am not just frivolously spending money. I am actually investing into my health for my longevity, for me to age well, for me to not end up in the hospital, for me to be there for my grandkids, for me to be an example to my family. There is a lot more about this than just money. Okay. And I want you guys to hear my heart on this. And like I said, go and invest in other things. It doesn't have to be this program. I want you guys to better your life. And the people who are willing to invest, open up their wallets a little bit, you guys are going to see the results, right? So, yeah, and I see you guys have, yes, thank you, Debbie. Yeah, growing from 100, like when I first started the community, there was 20 people in the Fierce Woman community. And now we have 16,000, and this is because I invested, Clarice invested in a lot of coaches. My own team knows this. I invested in people who taught me, and business coaches who taught me. If you are grateful for this community, then I want you to understand it comes from because I actually hired people to help me learn how to be a better person for all of you. Like this, you have this knowledge and these lives and these free challenges. They wouldn't be here if I didn't pull out my wallet and say, I'm going to invest and learn how to build a community for women to help them have better health. Right. So I want you to be honest. If you are in a place where you're like, you know what, I've never thought about this as an investment. I've always thought about things as costs. I want you to put investment mindset there to change your patterning. I want you to put investment mindset there to change the way you think about money. Because the way you think about money will determine a lot of your future success in life and in finances. Because if you can't change your mindset on money, you are always going to be a slave to that dollar. If you can change your mindset on money, you will be the master of your dollar. And that is an entrepreneurial talk right there. So put investment mindset if you truly want to change that mindset for yourself. Okay. All right. So that was number 4. And that was a big one. So hopefully you guys know where I'm coming from a good place. Number 5 is similar to 2 and 3, but I want to highlight it because I think it's really, really important. And this is the mindset trap of like, I'm good. Like, I'm not doing that bad. Like, I'm not doing that bad. It's like, oh, I'm doing okay. I'm pretty good. I eat pretty well. Like, I'm doing okay mindset. And I also am going to call this the 1 degree off mindset. Okay. You guys hear this? The 1 degree off mindset. Okay. This is where you're kind of, someone is like, yeah, I think I eat pretty well. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, overall, it's pretty good. Still kind of fall off a little bit, but it's pretty good. Right. My mentor also says this. She does not like lukewarm answers. Lukewarm answers is not good. It means you sit in your comfort zone, lukewarm. And when it's a cop out, when people say I'm good enough, it's kind of good. It's good. It's good. Like I'm sort of okay. What does that mean? Okay. Because if you're at your goal and you're doing amazing, we are going to cheer you on. I'm so happy for you. I know there's a few gals that I coached before who are competing, working with other coaches, and they're doing amazing. I'm so happy. I'm on their profile, like Laura, Oki, like cheering her on. She's doing amazing. I'm so happy for them. What I am saying though, is if you are not where you want to be, and you tell me, I struggle with this. I'm still 30 pounds overweight. I work out 5 days a week, but I have a massive belly. You're telling me that you have all these problems. But when we ask you, so like, like, do you need help? How do you need help? Like, kind of thing. And you're like, oh, I'm doing kind of okay. I'm okay. This is a cop out because you don't want to change to go from the good to the great. It's kind of like giving up the good for the great. I'm good. I'm good here. I could be better, but I'm kind of comfortable. So you're staying in your comfort zone. So why do I talk about this 1 degree off principle? This is extremely important. Okay. If you are on a plane and you're flying somewhere and your plane points 1 degree off of where it needs to go as it travels over that distance, you will end up landing in a totally different city. And this is what ends up happening for a lot of people, including my own clients. And that's why MAs, I'm here because, like Tracy, if you're on here, right? We talk about Joanne, we talk about it. You start going off on degrees and start going off into kind of those guardrails. And when you don't have those guardrails, you start to bounce off the cliff. You just go off the cliff, because people's natural tendency is not to stay on a straight line. People's natural tendency is to start to sway and sway. If you've ever fallen off or started to lose discipline that you start to sway and it gets worse and worse and you spiral and spiral. And that 1 degree off, repeated every day, by the end of a year is 365 degrees off. How many of that is you? 365 degrees off from where you want. Some of you are, well, I'm not that bad. It's true. You might not be. You might be 20 degrees off. But 20 degrees off repeated over 5 years is still going to be a lot of degrees off. And this is where I think that, like, we have to be careful when we say, I'm not that bad. My next question to you, coming from a place of love, is to whom are you comparing to in terms of that comment? If you are comparing yourself to your circle of friends who are all potentially not that fit or overweight, and saying from a place of love, of course you're doing okay. But if you set higher standards for yourself, if you are comparing yourself to people who actually are really fit, who actually are really on target with their nutrition, suddenly you realize actually you're not where you should be. And it depends on your standards, your own personal standards. So you need to know what your own personal standards are. Like when you say, I'm not that bad, what do you mean? And like, are you just saying that to stay in your comfort zone? Right. And again, this may not be you, but I think this happens way more than people realize, because I have talked to many people who say they're not that bad. And then I get the statistics from them and realize that they are 30 pounds overweight for 30 years, or I get a statistic from them and they are underweight and have no muscle on them. And they're not happy, but they just feel, but I'm doing okay. So it's like we are almost using that to allow ourselves to be a degree off from our standard of excellence. So define your standard of excellence, put your standards on something that is further along than you. And if you're like the fittest person in your group and you think like, I've got it down pat, but you're not where you want to be, again, find other people to surround yourself with and get the help you need. And why I say the 1 degree off principle is very important is because, like, not only that plain analogy, but like if you think about like in health, or like you're like a surgeon or operating on your body, if that surgeon did 1 degree off on your heart or on your brain, you might die. So I want you guys to understand that 1 degree off is like not to minimize it. And this mindset is a big trap for everyone, including, it could be for me or for all my clients as well, because a lot of my clients will be like, oh, it's not that bad. Like I kind of did macros really well. I want to be 1 degree off here. And then I'm going to be 1 degree off here. And I'm going to be 1 degree off here. Sooner or later, 2 months later, my own clients, what do you guys realize? you are now off track. You've gained 10 pounds back. You've gained this back because you gave into that mindset trap. This 1 degree off is okay, or it's good enough, right? So I think this is something that it's like the 1 degree off principle is to challenge you to not accept mediocrity. Okay, saying it from a place of love. The 1 degree off principle is to challenge you to not accept mediocrity and get the help you need to rise to a higher level of standard. Okay. And I know a lot of you saying like, okay, this is making sense. I like appreciate you saying it. I want you to like, just be honest with yourself. Okay. This applies to everyone. If you have been 1 degree off and you have accepted that to be okay, I want you to put 1 degree off below. And I want you to know, of course, everyone's going to fall off occasionally. Don't be black and white, but it's a mindset that I want you guys to get together. Okay. To put in your brain, if you keep accepting 1 degrees off and 1 degrees off and 1 degrees off and 1 degrees off, this is how you're going to derail yourself and you will go off track. Okay. And I see Marlena says 1 degree off. Yes. Yes, Lisa, you said you have definitely found your tribe. That's so awesome, Lisa. I'm glad you are here. Yeah, and put below if you're 1 degree off. Has that happened to me? Oh, of course. I've been 1 degree off before. In fact, it's kind of happened recently. It's kind of why I've actually gone into another course, because I realized my 1 degree off went 10 degrees off from where I wanted, and my own angels know that. It's like okay, wait a second. If you go off too many degrees, now suddenly this is not working. And you have to call in the help. You got to get in the infrastructure. You need the coaches, you need the program. Sometimes for a season, you need the extra help to get you back on track. And it's okay to admit that, right? So that is, I see a lot of these 1 degree off, and and Karen says, I feel called out again, but in a good way, right? So so this is honestly the five mindset traps that I want to go through with you. You can go back and review through all of it. So at the end of the day, I'm just going to wrap up here. I know I was a bit strong and I was a bit like very firm with all of you, but I think that you have to ask yourself, what is the definition of insanity? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If you do not have the results you want today, please be honest with yourself and go through all 5 things I talked about. Have you been just like, oh, I can do this on my own. Oh no, I'm kind of good enough. Or I don't need any help, or oh, it's just going to cost me too much. All of these are huge mindset traps. And I will say to you today, this live is not just a fitness live. This is a mindset live for your life. If you can change your mindset in all these areas, in relationships, in your business, or in other areas of your life, it will improve. And so hopefully that added a lot of value. And if it did, please put below like what you love, what you took away. I love being able to get the feedback and share it with other people, tell other people about it, invite them to this group and help other people improve their lives too, right? So just a quick note before I jump off here, we do have a free workout challenge that is going to start next week. If you are not registered in that free challenge, please put workout below so we can get you the free challenge registration list. And and to check your messenger after. Like I said, we have some problems with that. So make sure you check the comments and messenger. We might have to email you, but thank you for joining me. We had up to 32 eyeballs tonight, and I'm so glad I can add value to all of you.